Stalker on the beat.
I don't know where to start, but
smash that like button, y'all.
I feel like I want to write you a letter.
Let's go.
And I hope you can forgive me. Talking to you. And you.
We got Gold Brown in the building, baby. Let's go.
Yes. Dear Queens, I know that lately I've been everything inside this fucking world but a king. Forgive me for my savage and the havoc that I bring. I'm sorry I be out my mind at times, I don't think it's my job to protect you. But what I do, I disrespect you. Now everybody knows I neglect you. It's like I love everything in life, well except you, the mother of the world, but treat you like you nothing special. Let me say this, I'm digging deep inside my soul just to say this. I'm wrong and I hate it all the times I misuse you. The times I picked up both my hands to abuse you and wasn't afraid to lose you. You needed me to pick you up, instead I put you down. Left you insecure and hurt, you supposed to wear a crown, cause you are that woman. But I wasn't there to help you, black woman. I have failed you, black woman. If you find it in your heart, I pray to God you forgive me. Cause being great, I know I got it in me. And even though I know I let you down 1,000 times, I hope you hear me. I wish upon a star that you forgive me. Knowing that my mama raised me better, can't be like this forever. How do I face my daughter? Please forgive me. Naturally, I'm supposed to be a king, and I know I got it in me. I wish upon a star that you forgive me. How do I keep my daughter off the pole when I'm attracted to these women off the pole? Transparency, my lies have been exposed. A womanizer ain't no different than a hoe. I live that life, so I should know.
What?
It's also systematic. My father left me all alone with his habits. I'm praying that my son don't pick up on my baggage. A bad example that I'm setting is so tragic. The symptoms of an addict. Lord, I went astray. Product of my immature ways. It's a cycle, I was taught the wrong way. I'm admitting that I'm toxic. My behavior, nothing short of being not shit. I guarantee you that my mama wouldn't like this. It's the ghost of my mama probably writing this. Ma, I hope you writing this. I'm the one to blame. And for my ways, I do really feel ashamed. I really feel ashamed. If you find it in your heart, I pray to God you forgive me. Cause being great, I know I got it in me. And even though I know I let you down 1,000 times, I hope you hear me. I wish upon a star that you forgive me. Knowing that my mama raised me better, can't be like this forever. How do I face my daughter? Please forgive me. Naturally, I'm supposed to be a king, and I know I got it in me. I wish upon a star that you forgive me.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Yo, shout it out to everybody in the building, you dig? If y'all can hear me crystal clear, do me a favor and hit me with them dice cubes so I can get to this roll call. You know Big Dice be working. I be working. It's time to get back to this work, though. You dig? Hope everybody having a good night that's in here. Let me hear you. Let me know that y'all hear me crystal clear. I get to this roll call. Bracken, I appreciate you for pulling up. He told me everything is crystal clear on y'all behalf. So let me do this quick roll call. We got my man Bracken in the building. We got Drop Guard in the building. Salute, beloved. We got my man Alonzo. If y'all, anybody in here wants to get into that insurance, that's the man to go see. Make sure y'all get over there and subscribe to my man Alonzo Hall at the All-Star Advisory. Real insurance, real views, and he breaks it down for you. You dig what I'm saying? We got my man Gold Brown in the building. Day one, A1. You dig? Give some people some time to pull up in the building. I appreciate y'all for pulling up tonight in the building. It's always a pleasure. Y'all could have been anywhere else in the world, but y'all decided to come and chill with me. Shout out to Mano. He dropped that yesterday. Fire. Fire. Shout out to Mano, man. Shout out to the whole Notion Avenue, man. If you know, you know. Then I want to do a special rest in peace. Shout out to my man. You know, y'all know him as Ralph Lowe. Big Doremus, you know what I'm saying, from St. John. Shout out to Ralph Lowe, Sleep, Corey, and Troy. They lost their mother today. Shout out to the real low lifes, the official ones. You know what I'm saying? From me to you, I really, really send my condolences out to Ralph Lowe. I know him personally. We grew up together. Just like Corey, just like Troy, and just like Sleep. Rest in peace to Mama Lowe, to Ralph Lowe moms. Unfortunately, we lost her today. So everybody make sure y'all put up y'all condolences. Shout out to the low lives. I got some good things to talk about tonight. I got this real situation. Real situation. Some great content for y'all. Some great content for y'all. Something to really pay attention to. Something to pay attention to. This is for everybody. This is not just for men. This is not just for women. This is for human beings. This is for human beings right here. It's not just for fellas. It ain't just for y'all, but it's some advice from y'all for y'all too. You dig? To the ladies, this is not just for y'all, but it's some advice for y'all too. But if you're a human being, you know what I'm saying? This is some great advice for you. We're going to break it down and give some great reasons how to identify you know, and maybe avoid the pits of foolishness when it comes to stalking? Great question. Anybody in the building ever been stalked? Anybody in here ever been stalked? Has anybody in here ever been stalked? Anybody? Matter of fact, how about a better question than that? Has anybody in here ever stalked anyone? You know, niggas be sitting there talking about, nah, I ain't never stalked nobody. Some chicks be like, nah, I ain't never stalked nobody. No, we're going to tell you tonight the definition of stalking someone. So before you say you have or you haven't, you might have to wait a little bit and see the video and see the show. But some people know right from wrong. You know, have you ever been, I'm going to tell you right now, have you ever been in a relationship with somebody and they continuously told you that they no longer wanted to be involved? They didn't call you. Might even blocked you on the phone. Back in the days, there wasn't no such thing as blocking on the phone. They might ignore your phone call. They might tell your moms, if such and such call, I'm not here, male or female. You know, mom, if such and such call, I ain't here. My mother used to be like, I ain't gonna be lying to them girls. To the ladies, you know, somebody call your crib, I don't even want to talk to that nigga. Oh, we got to get into it then, Drop. We got to get into it. You did? Because this is a great one. I think these are things that we need to talk about, especially in the neighborhoods that we come from and the hoods that we come from. Certain trauma that we've been through. If you pay attention to what Mano just said in that album, holy smokes. He just told you, he said he's a little bit from a piece of shit, but that's the way he was trained. That's the way he was raised. That was the way he was trained. Excuse me. That's the way he was raised. He was a product of his environment. He was taught the toxicity. He said he don't know how to keep his own daughter away from eventually one day being a prostitute or maybe being a stripper or maybe being someone in the street of promiscuous life, maybe getting hot, because these are the things that he was attracted to. He said, and people are paid to stalk. Holy smokes, man. See, he just gave me some game right there, because in my opinion, I thought the only stalkers were people that quote unquote were suffering from mental illness. From that aspect, he's right. It's other people that can pay people to stalk you, to disrupt your life, to make you go seem like it's crazy. I got some definitions. I've been through some things. And if you've done these things like this, person you call them a couple of times, y'all was in a relationship, y'all might have been going through whatever. They not returning the phone calls, or y'all arguing or having some craziness going on in your life. And then one day, one of the people just be like, yo, you know what? This ain't working for me. I care about you. It was one time I loved you. Shit, they could still be in love with you, but then decide to leave for the betterment of the peace. Their peace. You know what I'm saying? They mind. They don't want to go crazy because they don't want to keep going through the same problems over and over and over and over again for the rest of their life. Some people want to work things out, such as myself. If it's a problem that we can correct as a team, I'm more than welcome to work that out. But you cannot work out a problem by yourself. When one person on the other side is saying they no longer want to work this out, they don't want to put no effort into making this work, it's over. But some people want to say, nah, that's my woman, you ain't going nowhere. You know how some women be, fuck that, that's my man. If I catch you with a bitch, I'm going to hurt you and the bitch. No, those are more signs of mental illness. Fellas, if the woman does not want to talk to you, you'll know it. But that does not give you the right to bump into her friends or family members that you may have met along the time where y'all had a good rapport with each other. That does not give you the right to reach out to them and say, hey, check this out. Can I tell you my side of the story? That does not give you the right to call someone and say, yo, check this out. Did you hear that me and a certain person separated? That does not give you the right to quote unquote bump into somebody and say, do you got some time to listen to what's going on? Because your cousin or your brother or your sibling or your mother or your father or just your friend is no longer involved with them, you don't have the right. See, those are signs and symptoms of stalking right there. You're involving someone else in an equation that was between you and one other person. That's two people. Two people, one, two. Second person decides not to be in that equation, or check this out, you might decide that you don't want to be in the equation no more. That does not give the people the right to involve other people. My man Bracken said, yo, real story. My brother killed the next man for sleeping with his wife. He doing life. The other guy's dead and she moved on. Real story, no life. We got something in common. My stepbrother, Ricky. May he rest in peace. His name is Ricky Young. We got something in common, Bracken. See that? And you was trolling me. And look how much we got in common. My brother, Ricky. My half-brother. By my well, not my stepfather. He didn't appreciate that. I'm going to say my father, Ronald Young. May he rest in peace. He didn't biologically create me. But he asked me one day when I introduced him as my stepfather when we got home, he asked me, he said, Joe, do you look at me as furniture? And I didn't understand what he was saying because when I introduced this to my friend, I said, yo, this is my step-pops. So my father, he said to me, quote unquote, do you look at me as furniture? And I was like, what you mean? He said, because steps are sometimes on a wooden ladder. Steps are sometimes on a wooden foundation going up and down somebody's stairs. He said, the day when you introduced me to your friend, you told him that I was your stepfather. And my pops was a gangster. Gold Spoon will tell you, used to get high and all that. Bust his gun, went to jail for killing a cop, all that. Gold Brown will tell you. Fell addicted, started getting high. But he was a cold-blooded gangster, and he said that to me, and I didn't understand at that moment how much it hurt him because that wasn't nothing step about our relationship. City Bam, I see you in the building. He had a son. He got a couple of sons. He got a Ronald Jr. He had another son named Ricky Jr. from a previous wife. Excuse me, Ricky Young from a previous wife. He was killed in jail. He went to jail, unfortunately, for killing a man that raped his baby mother. They was from the Terminal Projects on Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn. My brother, may he rest in peace, baby moms went to a party. It was the beginning of her terms of pregnancy. She was out with a few of her friends celebrating her pregnancy, right in the projects in a house party, and one of the perverts unfortunately raped her. My brother found him and stabbed him to death. Bracken, I appreciate that super sticker. Salute, beloved. Unfortunately, that man lost his life. My brother went to jail, and inside jail, my brother lost his life. Stalking. The man that raped my brother's baby mother liked her for years, liked her from public school. She never dealt with him. Never dealt with him. But you know in the hood, how some people are, man. You see my man laughing because he knows the truth. He know my pops personally, my mother, family, everybody. My pops ain't give a fuck about none of that shit. That nigga smoke crack and blow your goddamn brains out. And unfortunately, rest in peace to his son. I ain't gonna say my half brother. That was my brother. Bracken said, I be telling my boys, how can you be obsessed with a chick that much? Love, television, influences, other people telling you what's right from wrong. I've done it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Oh, Gold Brown to tell you this. I have done that and didn't even know I was doing it. I'm young. Fuck that. You my girl. I wish a nigga would fuck with you if you minds. I've done that. Popped up at the crib 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. You got some nigga in here? Gun in my hand. Arguing. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? Ain't nobody in my house. I got to go to work in the morning. Why you acting like that, Dice? Man, fuck that. Something told me somebody's in here. I ain't gonna lie. I did it. I did it. I done ran up in my motherfucking baby mom's crib. Ain't nobody in there but her. I'm looking in shoe boxes and all that shit. Like a nigga could really fit into a shoe box. I didn't fuck with other chicks. Popped up at their crib, 2, 3. Yo, check this out. Who in here? What are you talking about? That? Open the door, doo-doo head. Something told me you in here sucking cock. My man Bracken said, at least you keeping it official. That's a fact. Yo, bro, let me explain something to you. Yo, this man right here has known me since a child, a baby. I know his mother. We ain't even got to get into that. I ain't even going to get into that. I ain't got no reason to lie to y'all. I was so possessive at one time in my life. I thought that it was a disrespect for your woman to speak to another man. I thought it was disrespectful for your woman to speak to her coworker at her job. I thought it was disrespectful for your woman to smile at the corner store that may have known her whole family and raised her. I took it disrespectful that if my woman might have bumped into somebody 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 years ago from an old neighborhood or maybe from school, and they grabbed each other and said, hey, how you doing? I took that to be disrespectful. Dog Soldier, salute. I see you in the building. You already said we all brothers. We getting unity. This brother's not capping. I did all that shit, y'all. You know why? Because that was insecurities and fears of myself. That was me. That wasn't them. That was me. That was me. When I was drawing graffiti, I had a tag, BAS, bitches ain't shit. That was me. That was me. Until one day I had a conversation with a young lady that I love dearly, and she said to me, I love you to death, Dice, but you be scaring me sometimes. I'm young and dumb too, y'all. 21, 22 years old. I ain't even have my son yet. Super, I see you in the building. I'm young, I'm dumb, I'm aggravated, I'm carrying guns, I'm acting stupid, I'm screaming, I'm hollering. Looking like a motherfucking moron. I done fought chicks' fathers. God forgive me, I done went to females' houses. Net stars, salute. I done went to females' houses with the bullshit and the insecurities in my mind, disregarding the fact that females may have shared these homes with their mother, their father, their brother, their cousins, their uncles, to the whole fact where if I'm at the crib beefing with your daughter, to the fathers out there that have children, if I'm out there beefing with your sister, to the brothers out there that don't play with niggas putting their hands on your sister, that was me. I was so ignorant at one time. Fuck the fact that we upset. We gonna talk about why we upset with each other. And if somebody comes and involves themselves, all I was taught was to fight. I was ignorant. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about me. Chick I cared about was looking at me and was like, Dice, you scare me. My moms and them, they don't want me around you. My brother, y'all used to be cool. He don't even want me talking to you no more. She said, like, look at it now. I'm sneaking to be with you because I still love you. But you got my whole family scared to death of you. But I ain't want to hear that bullshit. See, I overlooked the fact of how ignorant I was acting when I was screaming in the hallway or threatening to kill everybody in the house if you don't come outside. That was me. That was me. Acting like an ignorant asshole. I'm thinking that the whole family is against me conspiring because me and you going through something. So I'm thinking when I come to your house The reason why you don't want to come in the hallway and talk to me is because you're trying to avoid an argument, a scene, embarrassment from your family and maybe neighbors. I'm not thinking about that in my mind. Pay attention. In my mind, I'm telling myself the reason why you don't want to come in the hallway is because you got another dude in the crib. I'm thinking about the shit that me and you do when we were on good terms. I'm thinking about the way we're intimate with each other when we were on good terms, but now in my mind, it's an imaginary person in the crib, so everything that you did with me, you doing with him. That was me. That was me. The highest degree of bitch assness. That's why I'm so cold on him to this day. What? That's how you feel? Oh, that's what you feel? Bye. But don't never say goodbye or ask me to leave and think I'm coming back. I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. See, I'm totally opposite of what I was when I was a child. Because sometimes when we're children, even though we may be adults, we don't overstand. They don't want to be with you no more. They don't want to be with you no more. The worst thing a person of some type of validity or power in their mind hates is rejection. Drop Guard said the same thing. He said we were developing, learning, and our environment getting balanced on a sharp edge. See what Gold Brown said? We was right in the middle of right and wrong, not knowing what to do. We was taught if we didn't defend or fight for what was ours, we're going to lose it. Just like your property with your taxes. Just like your motherfucking block if you ain't going to bust your gun for it. Just like your woman, if a dude feels as though you don't deserve her and he's going to act tougher than you. That's 3 right there. That's 3 things you got to fight for. Then you got to fight for your position at work when you go to work, because there's always going to be somebody that's going to want your spot. Because they're intimidated by your work ethic. They're intimidated by your glow. They're intimidated by the relationship you may have with the supervisor. They're intimidated with the relationship that you may have with the manager. City Bama can tell you about that down here with these plants. If somebody see you talking to the manager, they think that the next thing the manager is telling you is you're going to get a higher position than them. They see you talking to a supervisor, they like, oh, they about to give him the manager or the supervisor hat. Now the envy and the jealousy comes up. But we're talking about stalking tonight, y'all. We're talking about stalking. Have you ever been stalked? Have you ever stalked somebody? After this intro right here, we're going to find out.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? It's knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists, has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?
Damn, my man Drop Guard said some shit that we got in common too. At least he had recognized it. He said, I stalked the enemy, but never a woman. And believe it or not, I didn't even know that the characteristics I displayed when I was younger about certain things would be defined as stalking. And when we coming up in the neighborhood, that's not stalking. That's not what we were taught. We was taught if you want your relationship to work, you got to fight for it. You got to do some things that may be out of your means. You have to display sometimes a craziness that show everybody else, stop playing with me. If y'all recognize what I'm saying, put the dice cues up. I'm from the era where if you had a bad baby mother, you had to defend that against the niggas that was hating, sometimes against the niggas in your own crew. But if you lived in something like Brooklyn, that atmosphere we was coming up back in the days in New York, matter of fact, this is worldwide, from the east or the west coast, from the north or the south. The power of attraction that a woman carries is very, very dangerous, man. See what Drop Guard said? God is good. You live and you learn. Excuse me, y'all. My fault, forgive the gumbo. My fault, forgive the gumbo. Let's get into this video right quick, y'all. This is 5 types. 5 types of stalkers. Fair YouTube usage. Let's go.
Hey guys, it's Tamara. I'm back with another video today. Let's start off our new year and our Monday with the topic of stalking. It's a very, very serious topic. And I may have said this in the last updated video for you, which was last Wednesday, I believe it was. I may have mentioned that stalking is a serious, serious issue. And there's a lot of psychological, legal, and psychiatric issues around this topic. So we're gonna just jump on in. But first, guys, thank you so much for being on my channel. I welcome you back if you have been subscribed with me for a while. And if you are a new viewer or person who's watching this video, I encourage you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button over here so that you can stick around with me during this journey of counseling. We're going to be talking about a lot of cool stuff this year, and I'm actually going to post the video up here if you have never seen it, and it's going to give you just a little bit of an overview of the topics that we're going to be talking about. So I'll post it up here for you. But other than that, let's just go ahead and jump in. I feel like I'm back in the driver's seat again now that the holiday is over, so I feel good about that. Let's just jump on in, okay? So there are 5 different types of stalking, all right? So we're going to talk about that, but first I'm going to give you some background. Did you know, hold on guys, I want to make sure. Okay, got it. All right, so did you know that 1.4 million people worldwide struggle with stalking? They're not the perpetrator, they're the victim. 1.4 million people, okay? I'm gonna say it one more time. 1.4 million people deal with stalking. What is stalking? Stalking is the repeated, unwanted, disturbing, uncomfortable, unforgiving act of pursuing someone, okay? It could be anyone. It could be an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. It could be a therapist or a lawyer or an attorney. It could be somebody online, like a so-called celebrity, right? It could be a public figure of any kind. It could also be a teacher-student relationship.
Pay attention. Did y'all hear what she said? It could be someone online. In their minds, a somewhat celebrity, like a YouTube content creator. Listen, let's go.
Pursuing someone, okay? It could be anyone. It could be an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. It could be a therapist or a lawyer or an attorney. It could be somebody online, like a so-called celebrity, right? It could be a public figure of any kind. It could also be a
public figure of any kind. I see them eyes, Super. Let's get to this work.
Teacher-student relationship. It could be anything of the kind, okay? Stalking is unprovoked most of the time, but I'm going to talk about the 5 different types because sometimes it is provoked, so we'll talk about that. But it is definitely unwanted. You don't want it, right? You are not interested in whatever the other individual has to offer. All right. That's what stalking is. You're saying no, whether that's passively or assertively, right? And what I mean by passively is you're not responding, you're not giving them any responses to text messages or emails, or you're not answering your front door if they come knocking. You're not communicating, right? They're in a communication mode all by themselves, right? The relationship is one-sided because you're saying, no, 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 I don't want communication. And that person keeps pursuing you, all right?
No, 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 no. Pay attention to what she's saying. You keep saying to them, you keep advocating to them. No, no, no. I don't want to talk to you no more. Like in Kevin Hart voice, no, 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 no. Like, no, can I talk to you? No. Can I call you? No, 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 no. But in their mind, they're overlooking your answer. In their mind, they don't care nothing about what you're saying. Let's go, y'all.
That is stalking. So let's just go ahead and talk about the 5 different kinds. I have my notes right here so that I can kind of stay on track, all right? So research suggests that between 20 to 30% of individuals seek counseling when it comes to stalking because they can't deal with the emotional, psychological, and sometimes the physiological consequences of being stalked, right?
Yo, you heard this now? Super, you see I got the hat on, right? To have someone continuously reach out to you or make attempts to reach out to people that are close to you or make attempts to go through people that are close to you, hoping that you will, quote unquote, recognize them for your persistence, will make a person think, yo, I gotta go to a hospital. I'm about to kill myself. Like, it'll make you so, yo, let me tell you something. It'll make you so aggravated. It will put a host of things in your mind. Normal thoughts and abnormal thoughts. But the abnormality in thoughts will be at a higher rise because you are trying to understand why this person will not stop after you continuously advocating that you do not have anything to do with them. You do not want anything to do with them. And you're asking them continuously to respect your feelings. Just like they may be suffering from a mental illness, this can create a mental illness within yourself. When it's to the fact you're worried about every time you get in touch with one of your friends or one of your family members, that the first thing they want to talk to you about is something that you don't even want to acknowledge as a individual. I'm just wish you wasn't never here. Once it gets to the fact where you just start asking God, why did you ever allow this person to be born? That's making yourself turn into an idiot. Once you're asking the Most High God, why did you allow this person to be born? Now you've fallen into the same mental illness and incapacity of what you're trying to get away from. Let's go.
Let's pull this apart. So if you're being stalked by somebody that you don't want stalking you, you're most likely going to experience increased anxiety. You're going to experience depression. You're going to experience possibly suicidal thoughts, especially if this person won't leave you alone and go away.
Anxiety. You're going to suffer from depression. You're going to possibly start having suicidal thoughts like, God, please take me the fuck away from here. This is how aggravating this person has become. Listen to this sister speak.
You're most likely to struggle with fear or even post-traumatic stress disorder because of the things that this perpetrator has done to you, right? Maybe they have hijacked your social media accounts. Maybe they have stolen your car. Maybe they have spied on you. Maybe they have come to your house and looked through your window when you didn't know, but later you found out, right? Whatever this person may be doing around you, and you don't even notice it, can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder, right? Because you're finding out that, wait a minute, this person is really trying to dictate, control my life, and I don't want to have any communication with them, all right? So the first kind of stalker that there is, and this is not the most prominent type, but you know, it's a situation that we see a lot of, especially in domestic violence cases, is the intimacy seeker. The intimacy seeker is a stalker who, and I have it here. I love the way that this is worded. It's these people are seeking a close emotional and psychological relationship with the target. They are seeking a close psychological and emotional connection with the target. That's the intimacy seeker. What they don't realize psychologically is I don't want to be anywhere attached to you if you're going to stalk me. So you're not going to get the intimacy that you want, because I don't want that kind of intimacy, right? I don't want you stalking me, all right? The next one is the incompetent.
1, 2, Freddie, I see you in the building. Shout out to the sis.
And that's the individual who has very little social skills. They have very little experience with developing healthy relationships. They can't see themselves. There's no personal insight whatsoever, right? Nothing of the kind. The next one is the resentful stalker, and this is the individual who feels rejected, right? You have told them assertively. I'm sorry, guys, ignore that. You have told them assertively, I do not want that. Do not come near me. And they continue to aggress you. They continue to come into your space and direction. So the rejected stalker really is vengeful, right? They're on a journey to seek revenge. They want to harm you in some fashion. They want to dominate you and control you and manipulate you in some fashion. The next one is the predatory stalker, and this individual is a criminal. All right, they are predators. They spy on you. They spy on you online. They spy on you in person. Their whole idea is not.
Super. Did you hear that? Dog Soldier, did you hear that? 1, 2, Freddie, I see you in the building, sis. Did you hear that? They said they spy on you online. They spy on you on the line because, check what Super just said, simultaneously. You see how that worked, inshallah? Because they feel rejected. Because they feel rejected. They overlook the things that they may have done that may have made you question their loyalty, their genuineness about you, or even their sanity. See, it's a difference when you question if a nigga Grammy, but I got a bunch of Grammy friends. Being Grammy and loyal to me is two different things. Disloyalty and Grammy is two different things. Shit, I know niggas that, man, that done some things and then come break some bread with a nigga, yo, son, that's what I just did. But they would never do the things that they did to some things to other people that they would never do that to me because of the loyalty they have to me. So Grammy don't have nothing to do with that. Matter of fact, she Team Yardian. That's a fact. I just thought about that. Freddie is Team Yardian, so you already know how that go. Got to put a gun in her hand. Shout out to 1, 2, Freddie that says she in the building. Got to put a gun in her hand. But pay attention to this, y'all. Let's get into this work tonight, y'all.
Intimacy. It's not that they lack social skills and want to be close. It's not that they are vengeful and angry because you rejected them. They are predators because this kind of act that they're doing of stalking you satisfies them in some way. It satisfies an internal need that they have. These kind of stalkers seek to rape, harm, or maybe even strangle and kill their victims because they are desiring the ability to conquer somebody. That's why we're calling this kind of a person a predator. So as you can see, guys, stalking is a very serious situation. I'm going to come back on Wednesday. I'm going to give you that bonus video just to start out the year. And I want to talk about ways to protect yourself. All right, guys, thank you so much for being with me today. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday with a
You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The streets said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, and he still told. Like, what I gotta do to make you niggas rhyme? Like, I'm ready to kill when it come to minds. I'm cautious. I'm dealing with more sticks than a porcupine. Quill spines, whatever you wanna call them. Yeah, plus my little mama, she a trap queen. Doggy when she mixed with that Fetty, give him a wop lean. It was a whole lot of cars when there was stimmies round. We going over a year and half you niggas down. All these expensive clothes like was that smart? Now they uploading they clothes on the Poshmark. Switch, baby, careful with this. I mean, it's bitch sharp. One across, one down the middle, look like a chrome heart. Damn, I'm always outside. I'm like, high from who? Bout to put your car on skates. You think you sliding through? I help build my niggas. This ain't Legos. Protect the fan by any means. I be Diego. Yeah, tiger to you niggas. I'm an animal. It's some jungle where I'm from. What y'all wanna do? You can't play both sides. You niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The streets said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, and he still told.
Shout it out to everybody that's in the building, man. So you pay attention to what she just gave you in the first part of the segment. These are certain identifications. We're going to get straight back into this work. We're going to let her rock. You dig? And then we're going to talk. We're going to see what we're talking about. You dig? This right here is stalker behavior. This is real work. She ready to go. Let's go.
Would you be able to identify an intimacy stalker? What about a stalker who is incompetent? Stalking is a pretty serious crime, and it's taken us a lot of years, at least, I'm going to say maybe between 20, 30 years, and that's just an estimate, for all 50 states within the United States to be able to hold stalkers accountable. It wasn't until multiple stories of stalking occurred that the United States began to jump into action to figure out what to do to rectify the issue. It's not something that you can just experience 1 minute and completely detach from the next minute. Stalking takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot from you in terms of your willpower, in terms of your freedom, right? And just your psychological freedom. It traps you because you are afraid. You're uncertain as to what this person may or may not do. And if it's a family member, you're really confused as to why they've chosen you as the victim. Let me introduce myself really briefly in case you're new to this channel. My name is Tamara. I'm internationally and I'm board certified as a trauma therapist. I'm licensed in mental health. I specialize in treating children, teens, and families, as well as adults who are dealing with trauma in my private practice. Let's jump in. So I'm usually in my office, but tonight I decided to go home early. So my environment is a little bit different, okay? So bear with me. You'll see me back in the office in some of my other videos. So let's just jump into this topic of stalking, okay? Let's just start with the 4 categories of stalking. Now, you know, research suggests that there are various reasons for why people decide to utilize stalking as a way to harass, control, and to keep you down as a victim. So we really aren't able, especially in this short video, to narrow down some of the reasons why stalking happens. But what we can do is identify the 4 kinds of stalkers, you know, the 4 categories of stalkers. And then we can also talk about the variety of stalkers that there are. So the profile of a stalker. Let's start with category number 1, which is the celebrity stalker. Now, the celebrity stalker is an individual who goes online and stalks whoever they believe has celebrity status.
Slow down now. They might not be ready for this one, y'all. Slow down now. You heard that song by Brand Nubian, right? Slow down. I even put the spliff down. You notice I put the spliff down? Slow down. Profile of a celebrity stalker. See the difference between me, myself, and some individuals? No disrespect intended, not throwing shots. The podcast community has created a systematically confusing morale definition pertaining to the world. For those that couldn't understand what that meant is, they got a bunch of people hypnotized on some bullshit. Simple and plain. Bullshit. Like the little commercial, shout out to Artist Morrison. Bullshit. I'm gonna have to get that from him. Bullshit. Some of the people with these podcasts, some of these people with these TikToks, some of these people with these Instagram accounts, some of these people with these Facebook accounts have turned them into who they are farthest away from. Took them from a different reality. Got them in a different reality, y'all. The person that y'all see here, I've been telling y'all from day one, I'm a waterhead. Certain shit break my heart. If I watch the wrong goddamn movie, I'm gonna start crying. Goddamn it, I watched Fences the other day and was crying like I was at a goddamn funeral. My name's still Big Dice. I still will grab you by your ears and bite your nose off and stomp you till you cannot move anymore. If provoked. Not nothing I want to do. Forgive me for the aggression. Forgive me for the aggression. Not nothing that I would ever want to do again in life. Only if provoked. There's nothing wrong with a tear coming out your eyes. That means you human. That means you human. Nah, Brack, you locked in. I appreciate you for who you are. Because like I said, you're not the only one. We got a bunch of people that came over here that became family that in other accounts, because of the way people was acting, we got my brother in the building. We got Jeezy in the building if y'all don't know who that is. Salute, beloved. Just like my man, let me tell you something, Bracken. You know what you see what you and my man Super got in common? I know you don't know because I ain't never tell you, so I'm about to tell you. Can you dig it? Don DeMarco. My man Super has been stalked on YouTube for years. That's why I'm glad he pulled up. I think about certain situations I go through or have been through. This man right here been stalked on YouTube. This man right here been stalked on YouTube for over 5 years. For over 5 years. The minute they see his name, and then they put up one of the most wickedest motherfucking rumors about him that I won't even repeat. People that don't even know him. You know why? Because of who he is. See, because it's easy to recognize real. So when it comes to other channels, y'all know it before Super came over here, Super would tear your ass up. That nigga troll your ass so hard because they trolled him. But when Super come over here, he fuck with us and still be himself. Just like Bracken, I noticed that. In certain accounts, it'd be a bunch of goofy shit going on, and Bracken will kill your ass, yo. He will fucking kill you. Yeah. But when we come over here, y'all, we on some different shit, man. This is where the grown folks hang out, man. Anybody welcome to hit that link. You ain't even got to show me your face. You ain't even got to show me your face. You can come behind your avatar when you come up here. You can be behind your avatar. You don't have to be behind it. Long as you show me your face before you pull up because of the bullshit that be going on, y'all, with this fucking pawn bombing and shit like that. But anybody's welcome to come over here. This is where the grown folks hang out, man. This is conversations that we need to debate about. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I am learning more and more just to stay out of certain chats. I'm not telling y'all what to do. I fucked up like that before on YouTube. Shout out to King Crego. Shout out to El Compa. I fucked up before trying to insist on what people should do on their platforms or the way that they move in YouTube. So I ain't doing that shit no more. But I will try to forewarn y'all. It's some real crazy shit going on YouTube. Let's get back into this work, y'all.
celebrity stalker. Now, the celebrity stalker is an individual who goes online and stalks whoever they believe has celebrity status. That could be anybody.
And you see what he said? That's a fact, Super. He said, I'm not a troll. He said, I'm a real person. But people think I'm a troll because of the roast I did. You heard what he said? He ain't no troll, but niggas was fucking with him so much, he got on their ass and tore their ass up and broke their ass down to the smallest molecules and hurted their feelings. Well, now, since he kept fucking with him, and it's been going on for so long, he was categorized like a troll. Super tell you the same thing I told Bracken. I'm like, God damn, when y'all come over here, y'all actually got a heart. You dig what I'm saying? Like, God damn, but when we in certain chats, that's why I try to tell people, man, yo, I am really so past the bullshit, man. I'm going to try to do what I can with this content, like y'all, the great people, asked me to do. Like, this right here is a conversation that I think that we should have. Coming to stalking, whether it's on a male or female side, because I have been stalked. When I was young, because of the way I was raised, the environment I was raised in, when I had to be, yo, fuck it, I'm going to see what's going on. Shit, that would be determined or defined as stalking. Now that I'm older and mature, would I carry out them type of wild ass? Hell fucking no. Hell no. 'Cause that's some weirdo shit. But when you're a child, when you're 19 and you're 20, and you think you grown, and because you might have an 8-ball, or you might have an ounce of crack, or you might have 500 grams, or you might have a car, or you might have a room you renting, or you might have a chick that's on Section 8, and she gave you the keys to the crib, when you start thinking you really fucking an adult, you make some dangerous decisions. And you make some foolish decisions. Pay attention. Domestic violence was never even spoken about until the situation with O.J. Simpson, and rest in peace to Nicole Simpson. Did y'all recognize that? Did y'all recognize that? It all falls in line with what I'm talking about tonight, stalking, because they said the reason why allegedly Mr. O.J. Simpson, where they tried to convict him of killing Nicole Simpson and Mr. Ron Goldman, is because he was stalking his ex-wife allegedly, because she no longer wanted to be with him, but was living in the same mansion and having sex with, allegedly, rest in peace to Mr. Ron Goldman, with a lover of hers. Am I making any sense? They call that stalking. So before this incident, there was times when you could be in the street with your girl or your baby moms, because this is something that was normal to see. I'm from Utica Avenue. I'm from Crown Heights. I don't know about y'all. I done seen my uncle fighting his baby mother. I done seen, and where I come from, that's a normal to see a couple fighting physically. And then you see a group of people that know the couple coming in between and separating them. I'm from a household where my uncle and his baby mother used to fight, and by the time the police got to the crib, nobody had a fight. So these are things that was programmed in our minds to be normal. That was actually abnormal. Fucking normal. It's not normal. But this is how we was raised, and we're all products of our environments. Toxicity is what they try to call it. Trauma is what some people say. But to some people that have never experienced certain things, they'll be like, they're animals. They're insane. How could someone deal with that? Why didn't they go away? Or why? No, the reason why the motherfucker didn't leave the relationship, because they was in love. Because they might have been arguing the fact that, well, the bills is fucked up. And then that created tension also. Or they might be aggravated to the fact, well, you know what? The father got a felony or two, and he trying to sell drugs. But he can't because he's depressed and he's fell a victim to crack, alcohol, cocaine, or vice versa with the mother. The mother's going to work. The father's getting high. The father's going to work. The mother's getting high. You notice what they gave us? Drugs and liquor stores. They gave us drugs and liquor stores. Let's get into this work.
From Jim Jones all the way to Dr. Martin Luther King. It could be Beyonce and Rihanna. It could be a football player, basketball player, or it could be a famous YouTuber, right? It could be anybody that they consider to be a celebrity. And what they do is they watch the celebrity. They have.
What she just said? I said what she just said? I said what she just said, dog soldier? I said drop guard. What she just said? Stars. I know you hearing that. I say what she just said. I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to cut it off if everybody don't say what she just said. I will leave you motherfuckers here. I'll leave you here. I'll leave you here like a young girl is scared to make love to you when she's young. She'll let you suck a breast, and then she will tell you, I can't do this. I'm going home. I'll leave you right there. I gotta give you blue balls today, y'all. Pause. Oh, shout out to my man Bracken. I ain't had to do that. YouTuber. Netstar said YouTuber. Am I making any sense tonight, y'all? Am I making any sense tonight? Am I making any sense tonight, brothers? Pay attention to this work, y'all. And remember where y'all heard it first.
Celebrity stalker. Now, the celebrity stalker is an individual who goes online and stalks whoever they believe has celebrity status. That could be anybody from Jim Jones all the way to Dr. Martin Luther King. It could be Beyonce and Rihanna. It could be a football player, basketball player, or it could be a famous YouTuber, right? It could be anybody that they consider to be a celebrity. And what they do is they watch the celebrity, they obsess about the celebrity, they ruminate. Ruminate means that you constantly think of something over and over. It's like thinking of something in a loop, right? And you think about it so much that it becomes a part of you. And so then you become obsessive. Usually, in order to control an obsession, you end up acting on the obsession, setting out to get to your target. And so a celebrity stalker is somebody who may go to concerts all the time to meet up with Rihanna and Beyonce, for example. They may, put this person's photos all over their home or in a secret cabinet or in a basement, and everything is covered with everything that they've ever done, all of their photos, right? They may have dreams about them. They may fantasize about them, and they may even bring them so close to their life that they pray for this individual, and they really.
On my mother's life, everything she just said I was told. I dream about you. I just want to be with you. We are supposed to be together. I pray for you. You with me, Bracken? Let me see if you with me, Brat. Let me see if you with me. Dog Soldier, let me see if you with me, man. Because the person that's being stalked is going to be described and promoted as the person that's crazy. Huh, Drop? He said, we here. They'll always say, yo, Dice, why is this, Dice? Yo, Dice, why do you feel this way, Dice? Yo, Dice, what made you feel that way, Dice? My answers never change. But I'm persecuted. But I'm persecuted. Oh, that's nothing. Yo, Bracken, you gonna get the matter of fact, I'm gonna give you the first time you got it, baby. You know you family now. You got the first 10-second timeout, baby. Nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. Yo, that's nothing. Oh, man, I got to do it to you back to back. You got to get back-to-back shots. Yo, Dog Soldier, call the paramedics, man. Yo, Dog Soldier, call the paramedics. Man, I could gun him down twice, man, yo. Man, just give him 2-leg shot, though, man. Don't kill him. Can't kill him. My bedridden dot, man, just want to discipline him. You see what the dreads do back in the days? You fuck up with a real dread. I'm talking about you fuck up with a real murderer, y'all. A nigga that's known to lay niggas down, he see you and give you a shot to your ass. Bah! Move them this up. You know, little leg shot. Bah! Stop playing with big man them this up. Me love you, you know. You can't play with me. Because it's called discipline. It's called discipline, man. Ain't that the era we from, y'all? Yo, Dog Soldier. Pure Yard Man Dot. Ask him if I'm lying. It's called discipline. And while you walking off to get a Band-Aid because you understand that was pure discipline out of love, you overstand to the fact that because of the person's stature and the respect that he has and the respect that he gave you, you made a mistake and he could have took your life. He could have took that. But check this out. The enemy could be coming down the block to harm you, and he gonna pull his gun and murder the enemy. He gonna pull his gun and murder. He could have just gave you a leg shot. One of them there carried 2 guns. Look who shot to give you some shot and a shot to lay you down, nigga. I know dreads that used to carry pocket 22s, and when that 22, you thinking he got that 22, you see a big 4.4 or pound 7 come out niggas' legs. I know dreads that used to, yo, I ain't seen no leg holsters on TV. I seen them shits in the hood. I was around the Notorious Gully Man crew on Schenectady. I seen them niggas with that shit in my hood. I done seen niggas crouch down on the ground and pull out big shit from their leg. I'm talking about this shit. I'm not making this shit up. This is facts. That's a fact. Let's get back to this work, y'all.
Start to kind of take on the personality of the person that they are interested in, and it can get so bad that they become an erotomanic, which is basically it's a delusion. So an erotomanic stalker, this is a person who believes that the other person, because of a delusion, a false belief that's held to be true, they believe that the other person loves them, that they are meant to be, that they're.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I ain't even know what the word meant, but I'm gonna say it again. An erotomania, erotomatic delusion. You're suffering from erotomatic delusion. That's the profile of this particular stalker. Can you please hit them like buttons, please, y'all? Would you please share this live? Could you share this to somebody that may be going through a situation of stalking? A family member, a friend, a daughter that you might not know how to talk to, a son that you may not know how to talk to, a brother, a sister, a mother, a father that you may not know how to talk to, because quote unquote, you might fear that the conversation may push y'all further and further away from each other, y'all. Share this live, man.
And it can get so bad that they become an erotomanic, which is basically it's a delusion. So an erotomanic stalker, this is a person who believes that the other person, because of a delusion, a false belief that's held to be true, they believe that the other person loves them, that they are meant to be, that they're supposed to be in a relationship together, right? So this kind of celebrity stalker can get really sick. Now, the next kind of stalker is a stranger or an acquaintance stalker. An acquaintance stalker, this is the individual that you bump into at Walmart or at Target, and you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I didn't see see you coming around the corner. I apologize. Let me pick that up for you. And that stalker just immediately becomes infatuated with you or interested in you. And next thing you know, they're asking for your phone number, or they keep going down the same aisle in the store that you're going to. They somehow meet up with you in the parking lot and get your Twitter handle, your Snapchat, your phone number, your text. And then they start texting you and contacting you. And then before you know it, you can't get rid of them, right? The next kind of stalker is a cyber stalker. We're all well aware of this. Cyber stalking is just as intense as cyberbullying. It is going online, choosing a platform, and constantly following that person over and over again. That could be Twitter, it could be Facebook, it could be YouTube, it could be Snapchat.
Hold up now. You ain't gonna act like y'all ain't hear that. I cut this shit off. Y'all ain't gonna act like y'all ain't hear that. They ain't gonna act like they ain't hear that. Yo, dog, what she just said? Y'all ain't gonna act like y'all ain't hear that, man. Y'all ain't gonna act like y'all ain't hear that, man.
You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Why it's knowledge, wisdom, instinct. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?
I had to pin that. You see what Nestar said? You see what he said? Cyber stalking you on media platforms. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. They don't be wanting to hear my side of the story. So I'm going to let a psychiatrist tell you.
The next kind of stalker is a cyber stalker. We're all well aware of this. Cyber stalking is just as intense as cyberbullying. It is going online, choosing a platform, and constantly following that person over and over again. That could be Twitter, it could be Facebook, it could be YouTube, it could be Snapchat, TikTok, the list goes on, Instagram, whatever it is, they go to it, they use it, they do whatever they want to do.
Oh, y'all ain't hear that again? Y'all gonna keep playing with me, huh? Y'all gonna act like y'all ain't hear that again, huh? What's the magic word, y'all? Don DeMarco? What's the common word of factor? We're off to see the wizard. That's a fact of life, man. Some people on YouTube be watching The Wizard of Oz, y'all. They think if they get to this magical place somewhere, it's this wizard that's just gonna grant their motherfucking wishes. Ain't that some shit? They off to see the wizard, baby. Let's go.
Is going online, choosing a platform and constantly following that person over and over again. That could be Twitter, it could be Facebook, it could be YouTube, it could be Snapchat, TikTok, the list goes on, Instagram, whatever it is, they go to it, they use it, they do whatever they want to do on that social media platform, and you begin to feel harassed and overwhelmed. The intimate partner stalker, and this is the person who has had an emotional and sexual experience with you where, you know, let's say you just broke it off, you didn't feel like you guys were clicking, you didn't feel like you wanted to be in a relationship with him anymore, maybe the marriage didn't work out, maybe, you know, the dating relationship wasn't so hot for you or so healthy for you or so good for you or stimulating, and you said, you know what, I give up, right? We're not going to be in this relationship. Well, this intimate partner stalker could start to stalk you every day, all day, call you nonstop, call you and hang up, threaten to harm you, accompany you to places, but only in a creepy way, right? A way to kind of keep their eye on you. The list goes on. Categories of stalkers have a profile, and I'm going to bring them up in a little bit here, but the profile of a stalker really tells you what kind of a stalker that you're dealing with, and it also helps you plan ahead of time. So let's say, for example, you know you have a celebrity stalker and you're a news reporter, for example, or you're on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or something.
Come on, y'all gonna keep acting like y'all keep forgetting that you keep hearing that word. You're on YouTube, or if you're on YouTube, check out what my man Brack said. He said it's a lot of weirdos on social medias. You see what Nestar said? Yes, that's the fact. This goes out to all. What time is it, y'all? It's 11:54 p.m. It's Friday night. Can I curse? There's 16 people in the building. Can I express something with sincerity from my heart to certain people without it offending anybody? Because I know this doesn't go to anybody in here. But can I speak? If I can speak, be like, yo, go ahead, Dice, let it go. Because you know I'm here for the crowd. I'm here for my peoples. I'm here for the family. I'm not trying to disrupt nobody, but there's certain things I just need to speak. Can I speak? You did? If it's all right for me to speak, just let me know if I can speak, y'all. My man said, go on in. This goes for you bitch-ass weirdo niggas that in your mind be having sex with these women that you don't know from YouTube. You don't know from YouTube. You don't know from YouTube, but since you see them everywhere dick dashing, shout out this China Brim, instead of dick dashing, like he said, platform dick dashing, you niggas develop these infatuations like, I love her. Suck your mother. Extra Gleek sauce, in the words of China Brim. Not me. Not me. I'm emulating my man right now. I'm emulating my bro. And I'm going to put the finger out for him. Shout out to 050 The Movement. Make sure you get over there and subscribe. To whoever be out there falling in love with these weirdo ass bitches that you don't know nowhere from nowhere, suck your mother. With extra fucking glico sauce. You dig what my man said right here? You online feeling stupid ass jerking off looking at an avatar, or maybe you're accepted on her Instagram or his Instagram, you weirdo ass niggas. You Rosa Parks ass niggas. You stinking ass, doodoo head ass niggas. You ain't never smelt the pussy. You've imagined eating the pussy while beating your dick next to a fat ass, cat ass niggas. Suck your mother. And hopefully you'll recognize a person that's telling the truth sometime and someday. Let's get back to this.
Going on. You know that you need to keep your social media pretty tight. You also need to keep your family aware of where you are and when. You can kind of just say, hey, I'm here just in case you need me. Let them know where you are, right? So that's kind of like preparation. And you can only prepare if you know what you're dealing with, right? Which is why the profile of a stalker is important. It's who they are, how they stalk, and why they stalk. So who they are, how they stalk, and why they stalk. The first kind of stalker that you're likely to see is a rejected stalker. That's the stalker who you have said, I want nothing to do with you. Here's my boundary. Please leave me alone. And they continue to stalk you. you. That could be somebody that you're romantically interested in. That could be somebody that you dated, you married, and they don't know how to let go of you. It could be a best friend, it could be a family member, and they don't know how to just leave you alone. So what do? They harass you, they stalk you, and that is categorized as the rejected stalker. The next profile is the intelligent stalker. This is a stalker who is really smart in how they do things. They're really cognitive, brainy, right? They think things through, and they may be rather sneaky.
Hold on. This the one y'all better pay attention to. This go out to you niggas that want to go suck your mother.
And that is categorized as the rejected stalker. The next profile is the intelligent stalker. This is a stalker who is really smart in how they do things. They're really cognitive, brainy, right? They think things through, and they may be rather sneaky and smart in some ways, to the point of outsmarting you because they've just thought about it so much and they've obsessed about it so much. Intelligent stalker tends to be the individual that has no social skills whatsoever. Okay, they come across as awkward and odd, but they're very smart. There's also the motivated stalker, and that's the stalker who seeks revenge, right? You've broken up with them, you've told them you didn't want to be their friend, you left the workforce, you don't want to work in that particular job anymore, and they take it personal, right? The motivated stalker is motivated to harass you and stalk you no matter what. Their goal is to gain power and control over you. It's to get you back, to seek revenge, to make you uncomfortable, or maybe just to make you feel some of the things they felt when you left that job.
Now let's pay attention to what she just said. Their object and their goal is to what? Harass you, to upset you, to make you mad, to get you back. You no longer want to work with them. You no longer want to work with them, y'all. It's just something about them that just makes you uncomfortable when y'all work together in the same workspace. You don't want to share a podcast with them no more. It's just something that's continuing to bring up continual argument and disagreements. So you decide to say, yo, you know what? You do your thing. I appreciate you. I wish you the best. I'm going to do my thing. I hope you give me the same blessings, but our chemistry together on a broadcast screen obviously isn't going together. That's like milk and coffee. You dig what I'm saying? It's looking more like oil and water. So oil is cool when it's not diluted, can you dig? And water is good to drink when it is not poisoned with oil. But when it comes to coffee and milk, it's a beautiful combination.
You also want to think about the obsessed stalker. That's the stalker who's just simply obsessed. And if you have a stalker that has obsessive compulsive disorder, for example, now you're dealing with a whole other animal, right? Because obsessive compulsive disorder consists of two important things. One is the obsession, which is that constant thought that happens. You can't get it out of your mind. It's beyond your power.
Did you pay attention to what she said? She said this is obsession and compulsion, the obsessive compulsive traits. This is a two for goddamn one.
Or beyond your control. But then there's also that compulsion, right? You have an obsession, which is that repeated thought, and it causes you distress because you can't get it out of your mind. So then you do something, which is compulsion, in order to reduce that obsession. So that compulsion may be something like, I'm going to call you 9 times and then hang up and that's it for the night. Or I'm going to call you 900 times and hang up. Or I'm going to follow your Twitter account and then try to see if I can find other social media accounts to follow. That is the compulsion because they're trying to reduce their desire. So because they have obsessive compulsive disorder, they're going to have those two things at play, that obsession and that compulsion. You also want to consider the predatory stalker. That's the stalker who wants to have a sexual relationship with you. Maybe they are seeking to sexually assault somebody. Maybe they just want to get you upset because that gives them a rise of some kind, that's stimulating to them. A predator is always somebody, a predatory stalker is always somebody who wants to do something to you that they have absolutely no right to do. The incompetent stalker is the individual who stalks, but they get caught every time. They're not very smart. They're not very cognitive. They're not very brainy. They don't know how to keep themselves out of trouble. They just sink into these ruts and into these holes and they can't get out, right? This is the kind of individual who stalks and leaves their footprints in the snow on the side of your house. Their footsteps are not as secretive as they may think. A political stalker stalks somebody who is of political value, somebody who's really engaged in the politics of a city, of a state, of a nation, whatever, right? They have political power. A political stalker stalks political people that they either agree with or don't agree with. Their goal is really not power and control. It's just to express something most of the time, right? But
now check this out. Let me see if y'all paid attention, so I'm gonna break this down to you. A political stalker. She said that number one, they are obsessed with just the confrontation with you. Whether they agree with you or not, they just want to be heard. They want their point to be heard, meaning they will follow you, instigate you, just to be validated within themselves, even though they might make a total jackass or fool of themselves. That making sense? Am I making sense? Even though that they know they are making no sense at all, no logical sense, nobody of any comprehension skills would be able to interpret that as logical or reasoning. Nobody, no one, not a gorilla, not a goldfish, not a caterpillar, much less a human being. But in their mind, just because they was heard, just because one person, two person, three people, four people, five people, seven people, 8 people, 30 people, 5,000 people, just as long as their point was heard, they're happy. That's incredibly insane.
But it's still odd, creepy, and inappropriate. The next kind of stalker is the hitman stalker. And this is the stalker who stalks you for weeks, days, hours, because they have something that they want to do to you. They just don't have the right day and time. And so they're going to stalk you until they can get that day and time set in stone where they can do something to you. The intimacy stalker and the acquaintance stalker can sometimes go together. So let's say you run into an acquaintance stalker in a grocery store. You know, she thinks you're beautiful, or he thinks you're intelligent. You could be really good on his podcast, or she thinks you're lovely, and you could really be a good couple. You could get married one day. So you're an acquaintance. You run into.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
Each other in a Target, a Walmart, a Sam's, excuse me, a Sam's Club, or wherever wherever.
Did y'all hear that?
Streets ain't never loved me. The streets ain't never loved me, yeah. The streets ain't never loved me, yeah. Streets ain't never loved me since my brother died. My mother cried, tears in my eyes bleed red. Ain't no love inside. Streets left me dolly, my phone they left it holy. Dawn was in that passenger side when they tried to phone me. Yeah, you know the streets ain't never love us.
Yeah. GD. I've been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
I've been locked, I got charged for some shit I didn't do, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
Caught a case, went upstate, fuck the Jakes, nigga. Yeah, you know these streets ain't never loved me.
Laying up in the hospital bed in ICU. Hit that button like every 3 hours to get those blues, yeah. Laying in the test of pain, I know shit won't be the same. Sipping my stomach, shit don't stop a thing, I'm still a man, yeah. But who gon' be there when you doing time? Can't get no money, so they dropping down, these niggas bitter. And I hope they get the picture. I'm only getting bigger. The top cat out my litter, yeah. Tell you they love you, but they hate you on the low. They hold you back, how they expect for you to grow. I got locked up, ain't said me nothing, but I'm your nigga. My body numb, I got no feelings for you niggas. I'm from what niggas will shoot you right here in these hallways. If you got trust in that, loyalty goes a long way.
It's beyond your power, beyond your control. But then there's also that compulsion, right? You have an obsession, which is that repeated thought, and it causes you distress because you can't get it out of your mind. So then you do something, which is a compulsion, in order to reduce that obsession. So that compulsion may be something like, I'm going to call you 9 times and then hang up and that's it for the night. Or I'm going to call you 900 times and hang up. Or I'm going to follow your Twitter account and then try to see if I can find other social media accounts to follow. That is the compulsion, because they're trying to reduce their desire. So because they have obsessive compulsive disorder, they're going to have those two things at play, that obsession and that compulsion. You also want to consider the predatory stalker. That's the stalker who wants to have a sexual relationship with you. Maybe they are seeking to sexually assault somebody. Maybe they just want to get you upset because that gives them a rise of some kind that's stimulating to them. A predator is always somebody, a predator predatory stalker is always somebody who wants to do something to you that they have absolutely no right to do. The incompetent stalker is the individual who stalks, but they get caught every time. They're not very smart. They're not very cognitive. They're not very brainy. They don't know how to keep themselves out of trouble. They just sink into these ruts and into these holes, and they can't get out, right? This is the kind of individual who stalks and leaves their footprints in the snow on the side of your house. Their footsteps are not as secretive as they may think. A political stalker stalks somebody who is of political value, somebody who's really engaged in the politics of a city, of a state, of a nation, whatever, right? They have political power. A political stalker stalks political people that they either agree with or don't agree with. Their goal is really not power and control. It's just to express something most of the time, right? But it's still odd, creepy, and inappropriate. The next kind of stalker is the hitman stalker. And this is the stalker who stalks you for weeks, days, hours, because they have something that they want to do to you. They just don't have the right day and time. And so they're going to stalk you until they can get that day and time set in stone where they can do something to you. The intimacy stalker and the acquaintance stalker can sometimes go together. So let's say you run into an acquaintance stalker in a grocery store. You know, she thinks you're beautiful, or he thinks you're intelligent. You could be really good on his podcast, or she thinks you're lovely and you could really be a good couple. You could get married one day. So you're an acquaintance. You run into each other in a Target, a Walmart, a Sam's, a Sam's Club, or wherever you go to shop, or wherever you go to engage socially. They find you there, but then they also have this intense desire to be close to you, which is intimacy, right? Whether that's talking to you, being sexual with you, whether that's protecting you, being secure with you, being dominating, right? Because they don't want you to be around other people. These individuals don't know how to let you be free, and that's the sad part. These kind of stalkers are tricky, guys. I'm going to post in the description box below some of the videos that I've done in the past. It takes a lot of education and a lot of personal strength to understand who they are. If you want to learn more about stalking, go ahead and click into this video right here, where I give you a little bit of a breakdown and some conversation, as well as comments from the chat box on what to look for in stalkers. Thank you so much for being with me in today's video, guys. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell button if you want to stick around and get more videos like this. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? It's knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists, has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?
Yo, Super, you gotta leave that shit alone, son. Nigga Super said peace, Dice. Yo. I did this show. Make sure y'all share this live. I did this show for a host of reasons. I did this show because I want people to really understand and be able to identify the signs of a stalker. For real. For both sides. Because you might be a motherfucking stalker. I'm not just saying that you getting stalked. You might be the fucking problem. You did? Maybe this video will help you before it's too late. Maybe this video will help you before it's too late. Maybe this video will give you the get up to go get you some help to help you overcome some of the things that may be bothering you. Male and female. To the people that I've spoke to about mental illness, I'm talking directly to you. Male and female. You have to know when it's time to be like, yo, the way that I'm doing something, the way that I'm solving certain problems, the way that I'm analyzing certain situations that's giving me these outcomes that are detriment to myself and my family or my friends, whether it's my health, meaning the way I eat, the way that you work out, being a couch potato, sitting up, watching TV, eating TV dinners. What you ingest, that could increase pancreas to the liver, could give you blood ailments, can give you cloggage of the arteries, which contributed to my mother's death, which could contribute to your death by doing the wrong actions. It may have you going to jail, for killing somebody, or defending your life, or maybe get you killed because of certain things you were not understanding. It's time to be adults. Because if at this day and age, if you're an adult, in any of the characteristics that I told you I displayed when I was in my 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years old of ways of thinking, and you're an adult, you got to get you some help. Then you also have to understand if somebody does not want to be with you. This is the most part I'm going to talk about before I get out of here. If somebody does not want to be with you, let them be. But on the other side of that, because there's two sides to a coin, pay attention. They always say if your bird would make a mistake or a bird would get out of your house or a cage by mistake, if you gave that bird the love that you were supposed to give that bird is going to come on back to the cage. And if you ever genuinely and truly love that bird, you wouldn't want that bird to be caged. That might go over some people's heads. That might go over some people's heads. If a bird is sitting in a cage and every time you go to feed that bird is trying to attack your hand because that bird is trying to get out of that cage to be free. And all you're trying to do is feed that bird. Change the water, put some new feed up in there. And the bird is not even receptive when you're trying to feed it. That bird is pecking at your hand and you have to push that bird back. At night, you say when the bird sleep, supposed to put a cover over the bird to let it sleep. And then the bird is so uncomfortable in that cage. The bird is not even sleeping with the cloth. The bird is sitting up trying to gnaw away. You've seen this before if you had a bird. The bird is sitting there trying to gnaw away specifically where that lock is at because that bird want to be free. That bird is trying to gnaw that latch away. When a bird is comfortable, the bird sits up strong and perched. Shout out to the Dread Quaw bird on Rockaway and Rutland. He had African grays in the stores. When them shits used to come in, them shits used to go, "Jah! Rastafari!" Anybody know about Rockaway and Rutland? No, I'm speaking pure facts. The mighty Quaw bird. That nigga had African grays. I'm talking about $16,000, $20,000 birds. I thought the shit was a pigeon. That nigga said, "No pigeon, my you African gray dot." This is before you could pull out your phone and Google shit. I had the honor of listening to the Dread describe to me the importance of an African fucking gray parrot. That's a fact. But y'all ain't never seen people that had like little canaries or birds or parrots. You ain't never get to their house and you see them and the bird head is sideways, pecking away, trying to pull away. When you there, you notice that bird is looking at you like, get me the fuck out of here. These people is crazy. You know them motherfuckers is crazy. That's why when you go to their house, you don't put your pocketbook in the room. You keep your, no, I'm all right. I'm going to keep my pocketbook right here, girl. Yeah, because you know niggas is crazy. What do you think that bird is trying to tell you? Help me get out of here. These people trying to kill me, man. But then when you come to a cage and you see a bird sitting there like, yo, this is where I know. Some birds, you can leave the motherfucking, you can take the door off. The bird is going to go to the motherfucking cage when it's ready to go to sleep. You got some spots where people got so much motherfucking space in their home where they just got stands. Where the birds just go to the stands. They so motherfucking comfortable. Even though they supposed to be outside, they like, nah, we good. We getting fed real good up in here. Just like a human being. Just like a human being. To the men and the women. Like they said, that fall in love with the YouTube podcast content creators. Just like they may fall in love with the LeBron Jameses and the Dwayne Wades. The Tracy Morgans. The Alfred Hitchcocks. Whatever you want to call yourself or be infatuated with. To the dudes, just like you'll fall in love with the female content creators on YouTube. It's just like you might be in love with Jennifer Lopez. You might be in love with Halle Berry, Megan Good, Anita Baker. Things that have never happened. But in your mind, male and female, you tell yourself, like a scene from Sonny Carson, when they were sitting down and he was so high off heroin, they was like, what you thinking about? He said, yo, I was thinking about driving a ship down Jefferson Avenue, man. He's so high off heroin, he envisioning himself being a captain. That's how much he trying to escape where he really was at in Bedford-Stuyvesant, New York. He wanted to be a captain. Like he had dreams of being a captain. But because of the lack of education and the funding back then, when the teachers just was paid to come to school. And then he was, what, 15, 16, already addicted to heroin? Because he was trying to escape that reality. Parents getting high, alcoholics, maybe abused. Running around with gangs. The only love, quote unquote, that they was getting. Shout out to the Tomahawks. Shout out to the 40 Thieves. Shout out to the Jolly Stompers. I was getting ready to say the Tomahawks and the Warlords because I was thinking about the movie, but shout out to the original people they was talking about. Shout out to my Uncle Ice Water. The Jolly Stompers and the 40 Thieves. His escape was heroin. Heroin made him forget he was on Jefferson Avenue in Bedford-Stuyvesant. Heroin made him think he was on a big ship as a captain. So this goes out to all you niggas and all you women that's infatuated with people talking about you're going to sleep with them. And then somebody's trying to really be sincere and talk to you and wake you up from this illusion that you're going through that's being created because of this weird high that you have. When they trying to nudge you on the shoulder saying, you'll never fuck with Dice. You'll never fuck with Danny Lux. You'll never fuck with China Brim. You'll never fuck with a Wax AP. You'll never fuck with an Eve James. You'll never fuck with a Melly Mel. You'll never fuck with a Cheeks the Hoodologist. You'll never fuck with a Danny Lux. You'll never fuck with a Mikey B. You'll never fuck with a Ja Ace. You'll never fuck with a Harlem Legend. You got to get you some help. Because you just like the guy that was sitting on the step with that heroin in that illusion talking about, yo, I see myself driving this ship down Jefferson Avenue, man. But the person that really cares about you, that's telling you the truth, you don't want to hear the truth. The person that's caring about you, and they're telling you, yo, wake up, man, you're too high, you're delusional. You looking at them saying, yes, I can. Yes, I can. This goes out to the people when they tell you they said they don't want to deal with you no more. Give them some time to reconsider. If they really don't want to deal with you no more, they'll stay away from you. If they were just upset with you, male or female, at that particular time, give it some time. Shout out to my homegirl, Harley. Remember, she came up here for 6.5 hours. We rocked with her. Dog Soldier, done. Everybody was here. She went through a little situation with a man. When she first came to the show, shout out to Wax AP. He had an intimate conversation with her too because it seemed like it struck home, he said. Check it out. When she first came on the show, she had her mind made up that she would no longer deal with that man. Fuck that. I'm staying in Philadelphia. I'm going back to get my shit. Fuck that. He put his hands on me. I don't care. We had a fight. Hold on. Which one it was? He beating you up or y'all had a fight? Oh, we was scrapping. Why was y'all scrapping? Oh, he got up and asked me where was I going, but I told him if you wanted to fuck with a bitch, we could have shared the bitch because I already got my bitch on the side. Whoa, 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 whoa. So you mean to tell me that a man that you share a home with, that you're in love with, that's already told you and displayed certain times that he's jealous of you, you told him because of an assumption that you had in his mind that if he wanted to be with a woman, y'all could have done that together because you already got a bitch in the stash. What way is that to communicate with somebody that you love that's already overly expressing to you they're in a fear of using you right now? And then she got to thinking about it. Then it was, so what? I don't care. So what? Still, so what? I don't care because we didn't want it. Yeah. But then I asked her the magic question, do you love him? You see, sometimes when you go through things with certain people, you get around the wrong people, the wrong energy. Some people are not really happy for you. Do you love them? Nah. Why y'all was together 2 years? Nah, you know I could have been doing me, but at the end of the conversation, to wrap it up, I do love him, Dice. After 6.5 hours, maybe 6 hours, she said, I've come to recognize maybe I looked at things wrong. Not advocating that no couple should be fighting. But she said they was scrapping. They always scrapping. So this means they was dealing with a little toxicity. But look how this works out. She came on the show the next day. She said, y'all, I just came to told y'all he sent me a one-way. I'm going back home. I miss my man. I miss my man. But see, because when she came around us, we didn't say, like somebody hating would be, oh, that nigga, fuck that nigga. That's right. He always putting his hand on you because a bunch of niggas is thinking with their dick. Not more around, not with integrity. Then you get around the wrong women. Oh, fuck that nigga. You know she been doing him. You already said he was cheating, bitch. You know, to give them the most negative information about somebody that they care about. But then you came around a group of people and a chat of people that wanted the best interests of her. Shout out to Team Guardian and everybody that comes through and hold us down. The best interest for the best solution. Y'all waited 6.5 hours for her to calm down and come to a conclusion where she was upset. And thank God, praises due to Allah, she came to us. Not me, she came to us. Yeah, that's my homegirl. But I couldn't have did it without y'all. You notice since they got back together, you ain't heard or seen from her. She pop up every now and then. Hey, Dice, me and my baby in the room playing PlayStation. Let that bird fly. That bird want to come home, that bird to come home. Before I get out of here, last night I was thinking about a movie. The name of the movie I was trying to tell y'all about, Super said when I put on my hat. I was thinking about this movie right here. It's called JD's Revenge. Did anybody ever see this movie, y'all? If y'all didn't see this movie and you have a Fire Stick, please do me a favor. This movie is about a man that went to work every day and then one night, went out with his family and got hypnotized. But unfortunately, the night he got hypnotized, something happened with the spirits where the spirit of this man right here, Mr. J.D. Walker, was killed. That's a fact, Super. Super said he put that hat on. This is the movie I couldn't remember, y'all. I told y'all last night, y'all think I be bullshitting. That shit was on my motherfucking mind all night because I was so high. I could not remember this motherfucking movie to save my life, y'all. I cannot remember this movie to save my motherfucking life. That shit was on my fucking head like a do-rag in 86. It's called JD's Revenge. If you did not see this movie, please go see this movie right here. That shit was on my mind like a do-rag in 84. You dig what I'm saying? When I was trying to get waves with the Murray's Grease or the New Now or the Sporting Waves, you had to be there to understand what I was saying. Like 389. 389 a can. JD's Revenge. And then something else. Shout out to China Brim because he made a great point. Because you know how we feel about this Puff. How y'all feeling about that Puff Daddy shit? Because Lord have mercy, Puff done, Diddy done. That's the curse of Biggie Smalls. I don't care what nobody say. That's the curse of Biggie Smalls, man. That's the curse of Biggie Smalls, y'all. And that's the curse of Kim Porter. May she rest in peace. May he rest in peace. But China Brim said something today. He said was, quote unquote, was Puff Daddy sleeping with Biggie Smalls? Now, Big did say, didn't you know my nigga Gutter fucking kidnap kids? Fuck them in their ass and toss them over the bridge? That's how it is. That was the one that scared me too. That scared me. I didn't like how that came out. Fair disclaimer, that was Biggie Smalls lyrics. Shout out to my nigga Big, but that scared me. And shout out to Seif. If you know, you know. Shout out to the big Crip Seif. C Gutter. And then he said, like China said, Big said, you look so good, I suck on your father's wood. Some real scary lyrics right there, man. And then I got a picture for y'all before we get out of here because this was a man. This was the first most popular this is one of the top transgenders. A whole lot of nasty work, baby. But I'm going to show y'all something if you're around my era. I'm going to show you who was one of the number one. Shout out to the LGBTQT+. This was one of the top female, transgender models ever back in the days. And guess who she was in a video with? Look familiar, y'all? Does it look familiar? Oh, y'all forgot about this video? Soon as he hit that wine, I just creep up from behind and ask you what your interests are, who you be with, things to make you smile, what number to dial. You gonna be here for a while? You go call my crew? You go call his crew? We can rendezvous at the bar around 2. Because she was shrugging up her shoulders, she was shrugging up her lips like that at somebody that was there by the name of Busta Rhymes. By the name of Busta Rhymes, that's his name. You dig what I'm saying? And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm looking back at the attire. This is one of my friends. Yo, Big, you scare me. You got the red leather peacock on and you got a peach Kango on, Big, and a turtleneck. You got the peach Kango on, Big, and a turtleneck. But then again, may he rest in peace. I'm doing a show tomorrow called Diddy Done Part 2. So I'm going to go into a bunch of shit. Because I've been telling y'all before YouTube, since I came on YouTube, it was always fuck Diddy. Once Keefy D said, quote unquote, he said, yeah, we made a mistake. We responsible for pulling the trigger that killed Biggie Smalls. His words, I quote, he said, but the bag was paid by a nigga from Harlem. Don DeMarco, everything that was in the dark is damn sure coming to the light. Don DeMarco. I told y'all that's the curse of Biggie Smalls and Kim Porter. Shout out to Miss Viola Waters. She ain't gonna never stop until she get justice for her son's death. You think they just gonna kill Big like that? On another note, I don't think Tupac is dead. That's a fact. That's just my opinion. But rest in peace to everybody. Kim Porter, Biggie Smalls, Craig Mack, Black Rob, Tupac Shakur. From that whole scenario, Heavy D, Andre Harrell. From that whole scenario behind the controversy and the conspiracy of certain things. From the attempt, allegedly, on Albie Shaw. Don't worry, tomorrow night I'm going to have an open panel. We're going to get into this motherfucking work. As long live Big as long as I'm here. You heard me? I appreciate y'all for coming up and pulling up and spending some time with me. Y'all could have been anywhere else in the world, but y'all decided to come and chill with me. Yo, Super, this time, I'm out of here. To everybody here, I say peace.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? It's knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?